Hi, I'm Ron K95 from KoTronic Arts, and this is my little video called Practice with the Chroma 4K. I made this video soon after I got my Chroma from Horizon Hobbies. Soon after I had gotten it, I also found a video from FlightTest.com out of Canton, Ohio, near my home. And in that video, they have a guy that hangs around with them down there who is a professional videographer. He makes videos for the likes of the Discovery Channel. So he's very, very good, and his credentials are just excellent. And he said that there are skills that you need to practice to become effective and good at making videos using a flying camera platform. Before we get into that, I want you to notice how windy it is today, so as I'm doing this. One of the skills that he said you need to practice is panning. And I just pan there, and you notice that I got a lot of strobing. Now, strobing is what happens when the camera is moving faster than the shutter can effectively take a picture, and it ends up strobing, basically. So the pan should be smooth, it should be even, and it should be slow, slower than you think. It's amazing how quickly things go by on screen. This pan is a whole lot better than the first one, although it's still a little fast right there, and has a little bit of strobing in it, but it was a whole lot better, and you as the audience can actually see the information as it's going by, able to examine it and understand what you're looking at, as opposed to zip, and there it went. So panning is something that when you're using a video camera is just something that you do a lot. So it's probably something to spend time on, effectively panning, and to do it smoothly and evenly, and to avoid the strobing. Another skill that he described that you should probably practice is what we're setting this shot up for with now. Right now I've got the Chroma above this shed. This is my neighbor's shed. Thank you for letting me use it as your target. And I have the camera pointed straight down. Now once I've got it centered in the frame, I'm going to do a pirouette. Now, a pirouette are fun things to do with quads. They just turn around and people like to watch them that way. They look like little tops in the sky, and they're a lot of fun to do. However, they don't necessarily turn exactly on the center axis of the quad, and so they move around. So to be able to do this kind of shot effectively, you need to be able to hold and compensate for the quad moving around a little bit, up and down in altitude, and try to hold your subject in the middle of the frame. Now, I've at least managed to hold the subject pretty much in the frame, not necessarily in the middle. Inherently, the Chroma and a lot of other camera platforms, the camera sits near the front, and so that when you are looking straight down, it really isn't in the exact center axis of the rotation of the quad. So you need to figure out how to compensate for that, and that's going to take practice. You know, everything that you do, the practices builds muscle memory. Because once your muscles remember what to do, then you can concentrate on looking at the video and making sure it's doing it, and your muscles take care of all of the motion. During his video, he also told a story about when he was young and learning how to do this stuff, and the whole industry was brand new, that he would sit in his backyard in a lawn chair and practice launching his platform and trying to circle himself while he's sitting there, keeping himself in the middle of the frame. This is really difficult to do, as you'll see in a minute after I get the shot set up. But it takes a lot of coordination, because effectively you're trying to rotate the quad at the same speed as it's moving through the arc around you, circling your subject. So we're going to get that set up, and I'm hopefully not going to run into the tree that's over to my left, when, as you saw, getting close to it. That's why I have that worried look on my face, because those trees are really close. I should probably be doing this out further in the open. Anyway, so here we go. We're going to try and get me in the center of the frame. We're going to try to adjust the camera so it's looking at me, and we're going to try to learn how to use the controller so that, there you go, you found the camera control, there it is. Let's point it down a little bit, get this all set up, and now we're going to see if we can make it move in a circle around me. This really does take a lot of coordination, and I found out it's very, very difficult. You know, the funny part is that this is a popular shot to do, and a lot of the new, and this industry is moving so quickly, a lot of the new quads have this kind of functionality built right into them. So you just push a button and it hones in and homes in on the controller, and then does a circle around it all by itself, retaining a certain distance and a certain altitude around it. You know, the Chroma has the follow me and the watch me functions, but it doesn't have this automatic circle function. And I wish it did, because it's a cool shot if you can pull it off smoothly, and you'll see that I'm not pulling it off smoothly at all. In fact, I'm stopping, I'm adjusting, I go a little bit up and down and around, so it's not very well done. People that can do this using the controller and their fingers without any kind of aid from some kind of pre-programmed maneuver, I have to have a lot of respect, because this takes a lot of coordination and takes a lot of skill. And if you want to do it so that you actually aren't watching it, and I tried that once, I don't know that it's in this video, but I tried that once where I just watched the screen and tried to make it go around me so I wasn't actually looking at it. Found out that was disconcerting. So there's a skill that you probably need to practice a lot. Set up a chair in the middle of a field and see if you can circle yourself. Another skill that he said you should practice is flying sideways. Flying sideways is kind of an offshoot to panning. You have your camera pointed to the perpendicular to the path that you're flying. Of course, this means that your controls are not oriented with the movement of the quad. Now, you could do this in safe mode, which is a headless mode basically. But I hate safe mode. Safe mode is just you don't have any control. So I'm in agile or AP mode here, not agile. I'm in AP mode, or angle mode as they call it on this. Now, I flew past the shed in one end, and then I flew ahead of it, and the scary part about that was that I was low enough to the ground that when I went behind the shed, I could no longer see the Chroma. As a new pilot, that makes me nervous, because I just know the ground has reached up on the other side there for some reason and eaten it. So until it comes out the other side where I can actually see it, I get very nervous. But I was successfully able to do that, and it's a good thing I saw when I did, because there's a rise there and I was actually going up the hill and going to crash into the ground because of altitude. Anyway, I'm now trying to do kind of that circle the building, trying to keep it in the center of the frame, and I'm doing a really lousy job, and I finally give up because I'm not doing it. But anyway, those are skills that I need to practice. Another skill is zooming. Zooming in on a subject is something that you need to practice. It seems like it's straightforward. You just push the stick forward and you get your subject centered in the frame and you zoom right at it. Well, unfortunately, it's not as easy as it looks either, because of things like obstacles and trees and the wind blowing, and it tends to climb a little bit. And if you got tree branches like I have around in my backyard, I just know that one of those trees is going to reach out somehow or another and grab my new Chroma. So I end up doing stupid stuff like this. I stop, I start, I line it up, I move it to the left, I move it to the right, get my subject back, and then I zoom in a little bit and go, oh God, I'm scared, and then I stop it again and make sure that I'm not hitting anything, and I think that's more a level of confidence than it is anything else as a new pilot of this particular quad. So zooming that's another thing. Like panning is a basic skill that you do a lot, and zooming should be smooth. It should, a steady speed toward the subject, steady altitude. All of those things are important because your audience, as they're watching your video, when they're walking towards something or running towards something or driving towards something or flying towards something, they don't expect to suddenly stop, move left, and then go forward again. That's all done in a smooth motion, one smooth motion right up to the zoom into the subject. Now, inherent within that also are things like zooming and climbing while moving the camera down, zooming on a curve so you curve into your subject, or things like that. And those all are part of the zooming piece. And again, one thing you have to keep in mind that everything should be smooth. There should be no jerkiness to it. And you can see that I'm failing in almost all of these things and need lots and lots of practice. We're kind of coming up on the end here. You'll see that table on the right. That's my calibration table. In the middle of it, there's a couple things. There's a level, little bubble level that makes sure the table's left. That's why the shims are in my iPad and the Chroma camera case. And everything. So I was going to do some stuff with that and try and land there, then I chickened out. So we're going to kind of fly over here and we're going to practice our zooming. And this has been practiced with the Blade Chroma 4K. The camera operator has been me. It's been filmed on location in Wadsworth, Ohio, and now the end, or finis as the case may be. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been entertaining and educational, at least a little bit. It has been for me. If nothing else, it has been fun just making the video, learning how to do that, and editing and adding sound and voiceovers to video has been a real adventure so far, and something that I need to practice that also. So thank you for listening, and fly safely. Bye-bye.